Hello, my name is Cindy Luzak. I'm your Bay County Clerk in the Bay County building. I appreciate your time in showing you the new voting equipment which Bay County has received. This is a perfect opportunity for you to take a few minutes to see how it will operate and have some exposure to it before an actual election day. We will be having an election on November 7, 2017 this year in all of our voting precincts. So we would appreciate your time in going to the polls and observing the new equipment. The release of this equipment to Bay County was made possible by a grant agreement from both federal dollars and state dollars, the Help America Vote Act dollars along with state funds, to the total of over $407,000 in equipment for Bay County alone. So we are very excited to have been awarded this grant agreement. We are one of the first 11 counties in Michigan to receive voting equipment this spring of 2017. In the fall of 2017, another 28 counties will receive their equipment, and then next spring for the 2018 elections, the balance of the state of Michigan will receive voting equipment. But we are fortunate to be one of the first ones to get it. That is due to the diligence of our officials on our township and city boards and our townships and city clerks, along with our county board of commissioners who acted fast beginning last September of 2016 to select a vendor for our equipment, to comply with all the requirements of the state of Michigan, to execute grant agreements, and to expeditiously adhere to an aggressive implementation schedule with Election Systems and Software, who is the vendor we selected as a group. Election Systems and Software gave us a very aggressive time schedule to meet, including disposal of old equipment, implementation of new equipment, and testing and distribution of the new equipment. So when you see your local officials, be sure to thank them, because we have not had new voting equipment in Bay County since 2005. So our equipment was old. It is beyond its years, and we are now excited to bring you this new product. So the vendor we selected for Bay County is Election Systems and Software. They are out of Omaha, Nebraska. There are only 3 election equipment vendors in the world, and so we have selected this one. You will see this in other Michigan precincts along with other states. So someone you know in another state may be using the same voting equipment that we use here in Bay County. This device is what we call the DS200 machine, and you will see these in all voting precincts of Bay County. This is the device that actually tabulates the ballot, and it is similar to the prior equipment that we had with just some upgrades. So for one, you'll see that it's lighter weight for our workers to maneuver. It's a lighter weight plastic. It is also a more obvious screen for the voter to observe. This screen will tell you if you have successfully cast your ballot, or you may have made an error on your ballot and you would need to have it rejected and re-vote. So the screen is very user-friendly. It will tell you how your voting has gone. These are the secure compartments in the bottom for where the ballots will be stored, secured with a lock on election day. This is an auxiliary compartment. In the event we would have a power outage or some other act of God that would prevent voters from using the electricity and voting in the normal traditional manner of dropping the ballot in and having it tabulated, there is a storage compartment here, which is called the auxiliary bin, that we can use as a backup. When you arrive at the polls, you should see a screen that says, "Welcome, please insert your ballot." And you'll do so in the traditional means that you always did in the past. Many folks do not know you can submit your ballot in any orientation. You can put it in front ways, flip side up, or backwards. So rest assured, no matter how you insert your ballot, whatever orientation, it should be counted. I will just slide this in for demonstration purposes. This is not the actual election we have coming up in November, but this is a demonstration ballot. In this case, there is a warning to the voter saying they filled in too many ovals for the number of votes to be cast in a certain contest. So the voter would have the opportunity to return the ballot or cast it. This would be your choice. Voters should know they do not have to vote the ballot in its entirety. It may also give you that warning that you have undervoted a ballot as well as overvoted a ballot. In this case, we would want the voter to decide whether they want the ballot cast or return the ballot to receive a new one. And that would be your prerogative at this point in time. Please know that Michigan voters can get as many ballots as they would like to be satisfied with the way they are voting. Should you change your mind or make a mistake or not want to cast this ballot, it can be returned and another ballot issued to you. No problem or question. It's ready to go again. Please insert your ballot. Once the vote is successfully cast, it will say thank you for voting. Again, no problem, no question. This machine is quicker and a little quieter than we've had in the past. Very simple, similar to the technology what we've had in the past. What we're further really excited about is another piece of equipment. So this piece of equipment that you will see in all voting precincts of Bay County is called the Express Vote device. And when you visit the polls throughout Bay County, the election workers will ask you, would you like a traditional ballot to vote, which will then be put into the DS200 tabulator, or would you like to try the Express Vote, which is our new touchscreen technology and has a lot of other features to assist voters as well. I will show you some of the features that it does have, but this uses a different type of a ballot. This is called an activator card. Once the voter casts their ballot choices, their choices will be printed on this card. There are 4 easy steps. The voter is asked to insert the activator card. The voter will be asked to touch the screen to make their selections. In the end, there's a verify screen. The very final step, you will print this card out, which then is taken to the tabulator for counting. This does not actually count your ballot. It just prints out the ballot and offers you other features to assist you while at the polls. Here it's asking for a precinct number. Should you be a township which has a number of precincts, you may need to select what your precinct is. So you may want to be aware of that when you go to vote. You may get this and you may not. So in picking Township Precinct 1, we're going to activate the card and make our selections from this screen. There is also a headphone device which you could put on the headphones and have this ballot read to you if you would so choose. Other features include, on this screen, an option down below to zoom in and make the choices larger. Should you be a voter who has eye disorders, similar to macular degenerative disease, there's also a contrast button where we can make the screen black with white letters for you, as opposed to white screen and black letters, if that's easier for you to read. Simply make your choices by touching the screen in this case. You want to make sure you pay attention to the number of vote for. So here is vote for not more than 1. You simply touch it, makes a mark, cast your vote. We can go to the next screen. This is your Michigan favorite musician. Vote for not more than 1. I will go with Diana Ross. Next. Favorite Michigan sports team. Here you can vote for not more than 2. And not only do you have these choices, but there is a bar flashing at the bottom to show you more choices. It's showing us that because the screen is enlarged. If we take the screen back down, it will show us all of the choices on one screen, if that's easier for you to read. I'll make one choice here because at the end of this ballot, I want to show you that it's going to remind us we only made one choice and we could have made 2, and will give us the option to go back to this screen and vote the second choice. Here we go next. Our favorite Michigan tourist destination. I'll go with Frankenmuth. I'll also try to put in another one. If I try to put in another one at the same time, it deselects my previous one. So if I say Frankenmuth and I change my mind and pick Mackinac, Mackinac will be my last and final choice. Here we go. Are you in favor of retaining My Michigan as the official Michigan state song? I say yes. Here we're at step number 3, a summary of all of our choices. Here it's giving us a warning that we only picked 1 sport team and we could have picked 2. So by simply touching on this, we can go back to our choices for sports teams. and say, for instance, pick Detroit Red Wings along with the Detroit Tigers, this completes the contest, and you can go to the next screen, which shows we've fully voted every contest. If that's our choice, then we can proceed forward. If not, we can go back. Now I'm rethinking Mackinac. I think I'll go with Frankenmuth. That is one of the Michigan main tourist destinations. I think I'm going to vote for Frankenmuth. And I go to the next. I'm also thinking for Michigan musicians, just came to mind another choice of mine. So I'm going to write in a candidate here for my Michigan musician. I'm going to hit the Write In tab, which allows me to say, for example, write in another Michigan musician. I'll go with Kid Rock for purposes of example. Hit enter. My write-in is here now, Kid Rock for a Michigan musician, and when I go to the next, it'll show my write-in vote here. And that's how you would cast a write-in vote for a candidate. You want to always make yourself aware of candidates who are filing write-in paperwork in the event you want to cast a ballot for them. We go to the next screen, here's our proposal, and then the very last step is to print the card. Returns the activator card to you with your selections, which is then put in the DS200 tabulator to actually count. If you have any questions, you just follow these 4 easy steps or secure an election worker to assist you. This also has some other features. For persons who are blind or need special assistance, we offer this keypad with braille markings where a voter can vote a ballot using this touchpad screen. Again, we insert a ballot, and by moving these arrows up and down and hitting the blue button in the middle to make our selection, we might want to do this. We might find this beneficial for our voting. This also has 2 controls for the earphones. We can control the tempo and we can control the volume when having the ballot read to us. So should I be a blind or other person with special needs, I can simply go forward and backward using this keypad. I can make a selection of Ann Arbor, go to the next screen, make a selection, move down through the choices, make my selection with the blue button in the middle, go to the next screen, drop down through these Detroit Lions made a choice, and then I'll take the Tigers as a choice. Go to the next screen. I simply maneuver this keypad to make my choices of voting. And while I'm doing this with the keypad, it can potentially be reading this ballot to me. Again, here are all of my choices. Express vote in that it's quicker. It offers you additional features to assist you with voting. And it should be a good device, especially in a primary election, where the first question this will ask you is whether or not you're voting Democratic choices or Republican choices, and should eliminate a number of crossover ballots when folks accidentally go into the other party by mistake. Remember, the primary ballot, you have to stay within your respective party. It's the nomination and narrowing down the candidates that will go to the November general election, where you can cross over your political party preferences. Again, printed out your choices to be fed into the DS200 for tabulation. So I'm hopeful you'll be intrigued about these pieces of equipment, that you'll come to the polls and vote, knowing that you have added features that can assist you. We do want our voter turnout to be significant. We appreciate it when everyone exercises their constitutional right to vote, and we're hopeful that this new equipment, replacing our 17-year-old equipment, will cause you to find the process to be more expeditious, more efficient, more user-friendly, and an exciting new change for Bay County. I'm pleased to be a part of this. I'm pleased to to bring you this new equipment with the efforts of my local clerks. I was also instrumental in bringing the first set of voting equipment new here to Bay County in my tenure as clerk in 2005. So I have implemented in 2005, I've implemented in 2017. I found this to be a great process. We've trained all of our election workers, and we will be exposing more of the community to this equipment through the month of October and in the months to follow prior to the 2018 elections, which we anticipate to be large in turnout due to the choices for a new governor and potentially a number of state ballot questions for consideration by the electorate. So we'll keep you further posted on the progress of next year's ballot and the interest, but for now, I want to make sure you're well aware of these two new pieces of equipment brought to us by the state of Michigan and federal dollars, totaling over $407,000 for Bay County alone. Thank you.